Hey guys, well, it is November 9th, and I have wanted to come on here so many times during this past week to tell you what's been going on with me, what has been told to me, and I decided it's too much of an emotional roller coaster. I don't want to get you guys all caught up in what's going on, so I just decided to keep it to my Facebook. I didn't even make any public announcements on my Facebook, just because I was at a really vulnerable and emotional point over this last week, and it's kind of like deja vu all over again. So, let's take you back to last Saturday, actually last Friday, which was October 31st, on Halloween. I had not been feeling well all day long, and I don't mean sick and nauseous, I mean heart racing out of my chest, being dizzy and lightheaded, and I could feel that an SVT episode might happen just because my heart was already pounding. It had been doing so all day long, and that's usually a strong indicator for me that something's going to go wrong. And I was right. Right about supper time, my heart took off into the 200s, and I was very uncomfortable. So I went to the hospital. By that time, thankfully, my heart rate had calmed down. It was still like high 100s, but nothing like it was. So anytime you present to the hospital when you're pregnant, in my area anyways, they always check your beta. They always run a bunch of blood work and stuff. So my beta was done, and it was like a little under 10,000, just about 10,000. I wasn't too concerned with the number at that point, but I just had this awful feeling that I couldn't shake of something being wrong. I had lost all my pregnancy symptoms. Like, I had nothing all that week. And I just felt weird. Like, I don't know how to describe what I was feeling. Just call it like a mother's intuition or a woman intuition where you know something's wrong. And anyways, so the doctor had come in and done the ECG, and she was talking to me about my betas or whatever, and I said, do you think it would be possible for me to get an ultrasound as soon as possible? So she booked me for one the next day on November the 1st. I would have been 6 weeks at that point. I go for my ultrasound. And, like a few minutes into the procedure, she's like, I'm gonna go get the radiologist. So she goes and gets him, and they're like doing their exam or whatever, or doing the ultrasound, and they're all like mumbling to themselves. I'm laying right there, they're doing a transvaginal ultrasound, but they're like mumbling to themselves, and I hear the words free fluid or something along the lines of fluid. So I'm like, okay, what? Somebody tell me what is going on. And I was having pain on my right side, like I explained before. But anyways, to make a long story short, she told me to go back to the hospital that sent me for the ultrasound to get the results, or from the report from the radiologist. The doctor would tell me them. So I went there, and he told me that I was not measuring at 6 weeks. I was measuring at 5 weeks and 2 days. And these are his words. You are going to have a miscarriage. This does not look like a promising pregnancy, because with your HCG being so high, and they did another HCG that day, I asked them to, because after explaining that I'm going to have a miscarriage, I thought, okay, well, my numbers should show this. Even though I had my beta drawn on Friday, I knew if it was going to go up, it wasn't going to be much, but I would probably see it go down. So it went up to 13,000. So he explained, with my HCG as high as it was, they definitely should have seen a fetal pull or some sort of fetal cardiac activity, and that was not present. So it looked to them like, his words were a hormonal pregnancy, aka blighted ovum. A blighted ovum is where the gestational sac grows. A yolk sac can grow, but no embryo ever does. You can experience pregnancy symptoms or not, but no embryo ever grows. So I, of course, was completely devastated because I was expecting to be measuring by at least, if I wasn't 6 weeks, I was going to be like no more than a couple days off, just because it would be physically impossible for me to be any further off, because I know when we conceived, I know when we did the inseminations. So I was quite upset, and he told me to come back in on Monday for more routine blood work and this, that, and the other. And I came back in on Monday. My beta had gone up from 13,000 to 17,000. All the ER doctors are telling me it didn't double. This is a great sign of a miscarriage. This is also a good sign for a blighted ovum because your numbers can still go up, but you're not going to see a huge jump just because it's not a normal pregnancy. So that doctor told me, yeah, it looks to me like you're going to miscarry. I went to my family doctor immediately after getting my blood work done, just completely devastated, completely distraught, and to get a second opinion. So his nurse printed off the ultrasound report and gave it to him. He agreed with the 2 other doctors that I appeared to have a blighted ovum, and he told me that I needed to go get a bunch of, he called them serial blood work, to track my numbers back down to 0. So I have 3 doctors telling me that I have a blighted ovum, or like not a promising pregnancy, because nothing other than the gestational sac and yolk sac showed up in my report, and I'm measuring further along than what is possible for me to measure. It's just not possible. So I completely crushed. I'm devastated. To take you back a little further, in 2012, if you've been with me that long, you will know that I suffered a really traumatic miscarriage to the point where I got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. I would wake up with screaming because I had nightmares that I was surrounded by my own blood, that I was bleeding to death. It was just horrendous. So these are trigger words for me. Miscarriage or anything to do with losing my pregnancy sends me apeshit crazy. Like I can't function. I'm just legitimately having panic attack after panic attack. I was supposed to have an ultrasound on Wednesday. I went to the hospital to have my ultrasound. They refused to do it because they said not enough time has passed to see a significant change. Meanwhile, as I said, I'm going apeshit. I'm ballistic. I just can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't function because I don't know what's going on with me. I'm not bleeding. I'm cramping, but not like miscarriage cramps. My neighbor's dog is barking, sorry. So my husband and I drove to another city. My father-in-law, his dad, is currently in the hospital in this other city getting dialysis. And I decided I'm going to go and get a second opinion because I just can't deal with this. They had no problems giving me an ultrasound, and they found a little baby with a beating heart, and I am measuring further behind, not an insane amount, but on November 1st, I was measuring at 5 weeks and 2 days, which was like 4 or 5 days off from what I should be measuring. And yesterday, I would have turned 7 weeks, and right now I'm measuring at 6 weeks and 5 days. So I'm not too far off anymore. So this is twice in my life, in 2 different pregnancies, that I have been told straight out that I'm having a miscarriage or going to have a miscarriage. My faith in any of these emergency room doctors, even my own family doctor, even radiologists. I shouldn't blame the radiologist. It was the emergency room doctor who added all that wording onto it that was not in the report. I have no faith anymore. I don't even know what to think other than screw you to the 3 doctors who told me that I wouldn't be seeing a heartbeat, I wouldn't be seeing an embryo, I would be miscarrying because I had a blighted ovum. So this has been my drama for the past week. My pregnancy symptoms have returned like crazy. I'm so sick to my stomach. I'm not like actually throwing up, but I'm at the point where you feel like you're gonna vomit, but you don't. I can't eat anything hardly. I want all kinds of stuff, but when I get it, I don't want to eat it. I have weird cravings, but you know, like I said, when I have it, I don't want it. I don't know. I'm so tired all the time. I'm just feeling very pregnant and very reassured as of yesterday. I had a maternal fetal medicine specialist do the ultrasound yesterday. So I trust 100% what was said. The care I received at this place was 100 times better than the care I received at my local hospital. So I am very much thinking about delivering the baby in the other city, even though it's an hour away. Can you blame me though? I have no faith in anybody that works at this hospital. I mean, mind you, the OBs are nice, but hopefully I won't have any more emergency room issues. I mean, what brought me in that day was my heart, and I know that's going to be a problem in this pregnancy, but I don't know. I'm thinking about just refusing the betas altogether because they still drew my beta down at this hospital, and it went up to $32,000. So I know it didn't double at all, but it's not supposed to. And there was only really 2 people that could reason with me this whole time, because I'm just going by what the doctor tells me, and it's never promising. They never have any good news for me. So I am going for an ultrasound on the 14th. My doctor's office has no knowledge of the ultrasound that I had yesterday. It was not to be copied to them at all. I don't trust anybody. I'm very leery of even my own doctor. I pretty much don't even want to deal with him anymore. I don't know. So that's that. I guess I'll be doing more pregnancy vlogs if you guys are interested. Maybe next week. Just leave a comment below and let me know. But I just wanted to let you know what was going on. I've had a few messages saying, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Because I've not posted anything publicly on my Facebook, and I've not posted anything on YouTube. So that's that. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.